Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Get unrestricted access to worldwide content at expressvpn.com/inside. Xbox just delivered their big E3 2021 showcase on Sunday, so for those that didn't have time to watch it, or for anyone who might just want a quick refresher, we're going to run through all the highlights from the event as quickly as possible. Microsoft kicked things off with a new look at Starfield. There wasn't any gameplay, but the cinematic trailer they did show really set the tone for Starfield's setting and flavor of space travel, which Bethesda later deemed as NASA meets Indiana Jones. The title card at the end made it extra official that Starfield will be an Xbox exclusive and the game will launch next year on November 11th. As expected, we also got an updated look at Halo Infinite, and it seems like 343 has effectively addressed some of the concerns a lot of players had last year when the game was shown. This year, they showed off some more of the new open world environment and a tiny bit more of the single player campaign, but the real highlight was a fitting return to form with the punchy multiplayer gameplay trailer that showed off some unique use cases for the new grappling hook mechanic. Halo Infinite is set to come out this year, likely during the holiday season, but there's no official date yet. Another long-awaited title shown at the Xbox showcase was Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl, and there was plenty of gameplay to feast over. Intense firefights, throwing bolts to avoid anomalies, gross monsters that can disappear, and even a bit of drama. Unfortunately, for those Stalker fans who have been waiting forever, Stalker 2 isn't coming out until next year on April 22nd. Next up, there was a new gameplay trailer for Back 4 Blood, which continues to look good and is slated to come out this year on October 12th, which is a perfect date for a zombie game, really. 2 weeks before Halloween, can't beat it. Xbox also revealed a new exclusive game called Contraband, which is being developed by Arkane Studios, the developers behind Just Cause. No details about the gameplay or a launch date, just a cinematic trailer featuring Steely Dan. Even though Battlefield 2042 was already announced during the first day of Summer Game Fest, it showed up again during the Xbox showcase with a significant amount of gameplay, which admittedly looks really strong. Afterwards, a new Psychonauts 2 trailer was shown, which included a lot of new characters we haven't seen yet and some nods to some of the narrative arcs in the game. It comes out this summer on August 25th. Then, Pete Hines showed up to deliver a bunch of Bethesda news and updates, including 10 more Bethesda games that just got added to Game Pass, ray tracing in Doom Eternal, and a free Fallout 76 DLC called Steel Rain, as well as a tease for Fallout 76 Expeditions: The Pit. As for more Xbox Studios updates, Outer Worlds 2 was officially announced with a comedic trailer, Sea of Thieves is doing a crossover event with Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Flight Simulator is coming to consoles, and Age of Empires 4 got a new gameplay trailer and a launch date set for later this year on October 28th. Forza Horizon 5 was also debuted, and simply put, it's absolutely stunning to look at. The featured region this time around is Mexico, so players will be racing across deserts, forests, mountainous terrain, and even cities with tunnel networks. It's also not too hard to imagine a coastal area. Remarkably, Forza Horizon is set to release this year on November 9th. That would have been a good place to end the showcase, but Xbox boss Phil Spencer dropped one more thing on us. Redfall is the name of Arkane Studios' next game, after Deathloop of course. The game is an open-world first-person shooter that takes place on a small island that's been overrun with vampires. There's a roster of heroes with unique abilities to choose from and customizable weapons that can be found around the island. Redfall is set to launch next summer. That's pretty much all the big games from the show, but there were a number of smaller games sprinkled throughout that are worth a mention too. 12 Minutes is a top-down adventure game featuring James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe, where you replay through a 12-minute loop to solve a mystery. Somerville looks to be a 2D adventure platformer in the vein of Inside or Little Nightmares, but with an incredible striking visual aesthetic and unique approach to that perspective. Atomic Heart is a Soviet-era shooter, which nobody seems to know too much about other than there are robots and some interesting physics-based mechanics. Replaced is another 2D platformer, but this time it's more action-oriented, has a retro-futuristic setting, and it has its own thing going on as far as its use of perspective. Another beautiful 2D, 3D hybrid game also got a spotlight. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is the spiritual successor to Suikoden that was kickstarted with over $4 million and is being developed by some of the original creators. It has a beautiful art style which looks similar to the work that Square Enix is doing with Octopath Traveler and the newly announced Dragon's Quest III remake, but this game has its own Suikoden style and flair to it. 100 Heroes was delayed until 2023, but a new spin-off title was revealed to be coming out next year called Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. The last two games I want to take a moment to mention are both sequels, but couldn't be more different in tone. A Plague Tale Requiem looks like it's building well on the premise of the first game, and Slime Rancher 2 was also announced, which is just packed with tons of whimsy. Both games are slated to come out for, you guessed it, 2022. It's also worth noting that nearly every trailer and announcement made during the Xbox E3 2021 showcase was tagged with a Game Pass banner, which just continues to bolster the value of the service, especially by providing access to those bigger and newer titles on launch day, even if they're a ways off. Now that we're well into the start of the week, a bunch of news stories and details are dropping about all the games we mentioned, but if you just needed a quick catch up, hopefully we got you covered. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.